Good morning, welcome to Catex TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, December 30th, 2014. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to Catex TV. Indonesian rescuers searching for the missing Air Asia Airbus have now pulled up 40 bodies from the sea off the coast of Borneo. A substantial amount of debris has been found, but the plane has not yet been found. TV pictures of floating bodies were met with grief, with relatives observed weeping with their heads in their hands. Several people collapsed in grief and were helped away. This is at the Jakarta airport. The recovery operation is still ongoing. The investigation into what caused the crash continues. A number of people commenting, I should say, on online forums apparently believe that the unconfirmed secondary radar that suggested that the aircraft was climbing at a speed of only 353 knots, about 100 knots too slow, might have contributed to the crash, and that the plane might have stalled. It was traveling at 32,000 feet altitude and it had asked to fly at 38,000 feet in order to gain altitude above thunderstorms in the area. The pilots were quite experienced, however, and the plane last underwent maintenance in mid-November. So we'll see what happens with that. Meanwhile, the German insurance giant Allianz will be partly responsible for the estimated hundreds of millions of dollars in payouts, not only on this plane, but on the previous 2 Air Malaysia flights. The latest disaster now could end up forcing insurance companies to pay out about $1.8 billion in claims this year alone. About 1/3 of that would be coming from the 2 Malaysian airline disasters, the rest coming from several others, including the Air Asia plane that just crashed. The United Kingdom apparently has now sustained its first incident of Ebola. A health worker was diagnosed with Ebola after returning to Scotland from Sierra Leone, and she has now arrived at a specialist treatment center in London. She was apparently a nurse. She flew into Glasgow the other day from Casablanca and London Heathrow. She was understood to have been flown to RAF Northolt, a big British Air Force base, in a military plane after leaving Glasgow in a convoy. The UK health authorities are tracing passengers who were on the flight from London up to Glasgow with her. Her convoy was accompanied by 6 police cars and 2 ambulances as she was taken to the Glasgow airport. She's now obviously in an isolation unit at a North London hospital and presumably may recover. Our cargo ship, thought to be carrying hundreds of migrants near Greece, sent out a distress call earlier today that indicated that armed people were aboard the ship. This is coming from Greek television. The signal was received by a nearby ship, the Blue Sky M. The ship itself was a Greek passenger ship, which had been converted to cargo and apparently is carrying migrant workers from the Baltics into the European Union. Helicopters are now heading toward the area, but there are no more details for now. A Greek frigate and a Navy helicopter are also heading to the area. The ship is believed to have about 600 migrant workers on board. This, of course, comes just 2 days after a Greek passenger ferry with more than 400 people caught fire in the same area, leading to a massive rescue operation. At least 10 people have now died in that incident. That was the Norman Atlantic ferry. About 400 plus were actually evacuated. And this morning, another death occurred. Albanian authorities say that a sailor on board an Albanian tugboat has died, and another was seriously injured during an operation to secure the Norman Atlantic. The people apparently had attempted to board the ferry Hulk, which is now drifting, in order to secure it to the tug and pull it to land. And injuries were sustained by 2 people, and 1 has now died. The schedule for TV broadcasts is such that on January 1st, of course, there will be no broadcast. On January 2nd, there will be no broadcast. There will be a broadcast tomorrow. We will broadcast then on Monday, January the 5th. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.